He was the most miserable person in human society. He finally picked up a bean and brought it to his mouth to enjoy the taste of food. But the next second, the bean fell to the ground again, and he wouldn't accept it. Just because his hands were made of scissors, he couldn't eat like everyone else. Kind Peg saw this, and quickly handed Edward a piece of cream. Edward politely cut off a little and spread it on the cake. After many attempts, he finally tasted real food for the first time. But Edward knew he was just a cold machine in the eyes of humans. He had lived alone in the dark castle since he was created. When Peg saw Edward for the first time, she felt deeply sorry for him, because he didn't have human hands, only cold, sharp scissors. So Kind Peg gently wiped his wounds, and decided to take him back to her small town to live. The townspeople didn't welcome Edward, but Peg didn't care. After bringing Edward into her home, she couldn't wait to introduce him to her family. When Edward saw Peg's beautiful daughter, his cold heart trembled for the first time. As Edward looked at his reflection in the mirror with self-doubt, he knew he didn't deserve to be loved, because he didn't have flexible fingers. Edward struggled to put on the clothes Peg gave him. Seeing him clumsily try, Peg hurriedly stepped forward to help. But thankfully, when Edward wore the outfit, he looked very handsome. Soon, the neighbors heard Peg had brought a strange man from the dark castle. They wanted to see his face. To make Edward look more normal, Peg had to bring out her expensive makeup, trying to temporarily fix his facial wounds. But no matter how Peg tried to fix it, she couldn't get the results she wanted. Outside the house, Peg's husband was trimming the leaves. Unexpectedly, Edward, seeing him, began to imitate the trimming, and soon, a cute dinosaur appeared before everyone's eyes. The man, seeing this, was so happy. Then Edward trimmed Peg's whole family, making the entire yard beautiful and neat. Gradually, everyone in the small town learned about Edward's skills, and they all wanted him to trim their lawns. Even the little dog, under Edward's hands, became the trendiest pet in town. And Edward's skills weren't limited to that. He could also give women beautiful haircuts. All kinds of fashionable styles were possible, and the women were full of praise for Edward's skills.